Hi, I'm Lisa Sarges, author of Diary of a Fat Girl, How I Lost 140 Pounds, Overcame Binge Eating Disorder, and Learned to Love Myself After Weight Loss Surgery. Well, it's more like 160-pound weight loss now. Why? Well, I finally broke a 10-year plus plateau. Well, what was I doing for 10 years? Trying desperately to love and accept myself as is without having to change, which in principle isn't a bad idea. We should feel worthy of love and respect, and to be treated with decency and kindness. You see, I had suffered medical mistreatment, let alone social mistreatment, because of my size. Assistants, doctors, nurses, talking down to me, neglecting me, not addressing the reason I was there, giving me subpar treatment. You have no idea. Well, maybe you do have an idea. Being discriminated against because of your body. So yes, I did. I sought solace in the fat acceptance, body positivity world. I wanted to like myself enough to demand better treatment out in the world. Well, I wasn't accepted by the fat acceptance, body positivity world because, as I was told, you have weight loss in the title of your book, so you'll never sit at my lunch table. That's what one told me. And the rest just wanted nothing to do with me. You know, because of diversity and inclusion. But if you want to have some self-respect and advocate for fair treatment of fat people, you cannot in any way, shape, or form talk about changing your body and getting healthier by getting smaller. Because there are all kinds of statistics that say that losing weight is never permanent and it really doesn't affect your health that much. And hey, thin people get those diseases too. Except that I was miserable. I was depressed. I'm not saying I was depressed because I was fat. I'm saying I was depressed while being fat. Let alone the anemia and the pain, the chronic pain, the arthritis, and the type 2 diabetes, which just kept getting worse. And they just kept trying to medicate me. So I'm like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? So I started to try keto. Now, keto is difficult because people like me think that cold cuts and bacon and processed meats are keto, and they're not. They're full of sugar. So it will absolutely, eating those things will screw up your keto because they're full of sugar. And so I had to face some hard truths about my calorie intake and my calorie demands. My body doesn't use many calories. I do a lot of action from here up. You know, I'm a professor and I'm an intellectual, I suppose. I use my intellect more than my body. I try to exercise. So I don't need so many calories, you see. And if I was to go to the gym, I would have to burn like more. I would have to have a surplus of energy spent for any of this to work. The weight loss. But I really wanted to address a news item. Have you heard about Dr. Fatima Cody Stanford? She works at the Harvard Medical School. She's a doctor at Massachusetts General Hospital, and she has recently been appointed a member by the Biden administration, a member of the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. You know the food pyramid? Yeah, the food pyramid that has had carbs in the form of breads, grains, and cereals is the foundation of the pyramid. Fruits and vegetables, little meat, and fats at the top. Now you can stop eating a macronutrient and lose weight temporarily. You still have to calorie restrict. But in the beginning, when I was, what was this, the early 90s, when Susan Powder was trying to stop the insanity, didn't stay stopped, Susan. It's a poop show, Susan Powder. Uh, she recommended a low-fat diet. So I figured, well, since I love to eat, why don't I go on like a non-fat diet and I could eat whatever I want because I like to eat. Because food is my drug of choice. So I did. I would go to the Chinese restaurant. I was also very poor at the time. I was a very poor undergrad. And I would go to the Chinese restaurant and get a quart of white rice. There's no fat in that. Put soy sauce and duck sauce on it. Yum. I'd go to the pizza place and get a sub with lettuce, tomato, cucumber, peppers, vinegar, no oil. So I did lose some weight in the beginning. I also lost a lot of hair that never grew back. This is a secret. I'll tell you about it if you message me privately. Yep, my hair fell out, and that's when my blood sugar just went spiking through the roof. It's a bad idea. But when food is your drug of choice, calorie restriction. So recently I broke the plateau by I had to reduce the calories I take in. I just don't need that energy. And I have to make sacrifices, and the sacrifices hurt, like not having cream in my coffee. Do you have any idea how much I like my coffee the way I like my coffee? With cream. Light cream. Got rid of that. I barely eat during the day. I just don't need the calories. I'll snack on pickles and cabbage, crunchy things, and celery. You know, those 0 point foods from the Weight Watchers days. Just to keep my stomach quiet. And then I'll have a very high protein, super low carb meal at night. And some sort of a dessert, sugar-free Jello, or I make my own yogurt. That sounds like I make my own yogurt. I'll get the plain yogurt and I'll stir a little cocoa powder and some monk fruit into that. I've had to cut back on my calorie intake to break the plateau. Calories in, calories out. I used to say, no, it's much more complicated than that. I was wrong. And so is Fatima, Cody, Stanford. Here's what she says. If parents have obesity, there is a 50 to 85% chance, likelihood of the kid having the disease of obesity themselves. Well, does the disease of obesity mean you stay fat? Because just eat fewer calories, right? No, she seems to imply that no, diet and exercise have very little to do. It is the number one cause of obesity or genetics. And she said, even with optimal diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management, this disease of the brain, its number one cause is hereditary. It is hereditary. You inherit it. Eat less. Move more. You will lose weight. I don't care how fat your parents are. It's not that complicated. I tried to complicate it because I wanted to have my cake and eat it too, kind of quite literally. Food is very comforting for me. And I wanted to be able to eat a lot and still lose weight. But I was screwing up my keto, as I said. I wasn't eating, hamburger meat. I was eating cold cuts and bacons and pepperonis and things that are full of sugar. That is not conducive to keto weight loss. But I wanted to do a little demo today. So, what's her name? Cody something? I impatiently threw her name away. Fatima Cody Stanford, yes. So eating optimally. Well, I know how to eat optimally, and most of us do. We simply make healthy choices, right? Well, I know I eat healthy while completely ignoring portion size. So, keto people might like to put cheese on their omelet. I think an egg is straight up 90 calories. And no, eggs don't cause blood clots. I don't know who's saying this nonsense. So yeah, if you're on keto, maybe you like omelets. Maybe you put a little cheese on your omelet. And you think, well, I can have as much as I want. It's keto. It's low carb. So one serving of this shredded cheese is just store-bought shredded cheese. Not low fat or anything, just shredded cheese. One serving is 110 calories. How many servings are in this bag? It's the size of my face, right? 8 servings are in this bag. Not 2. 8. So that would be a quarter cup. Can I find a quarter cup on this little Jazzamadoo? My little Pyrex. Try not to squeeze the cheese too much. Don't squeeze the cheese. There we go. Quarter cup. That is a serving. And you're like, yeah, that seems about right. Oh, really? You're going to put just that much cheese in your omelet? Because I've seen people cook. They put 2 or 3 times that amount. But this is a serving, and it's 110 calories for that much cheese. Don't tell me you're eyeballing that and that you're keeping your, and I mean the proverbial you. I've done it too. There's certainly no way I would only put that much cheese on an omelet. It's not enough, right? Now, the rice, not as bad. I don't want to advertise for any brands of rice unless they're paying me, and they're not. This is a serving size. I believe it's 1 cup. And we could see that on a plate. Don't worry, I'm not eating this stuff. It'll go outside for my squirrel and the local crows. So, that is a serving of rice as a side dish. Usually we'll have twice that amount, right? I mean, it's barely a palmful. No, I only have that amount. Oh, good. So you never go for seconds? You don't need seconds? Sure you do. I did. And how many calories are in that 1 cup of rice? 200 calories in that little bit of rice. And my last demo. Now I have to scrap all this food. I can't even donate it. I have to give it to outside animals, which I will. I don't know. It's cereal. It was in the markdown sale. I wasn't gonna buy a $5 box of cereal just to show you. Let's see. What is 1 serve? I should have brought the scissors. But I have everything in their place. So I'm sitting in the guest area of my living room. There are scissors for my guests. Okay. 170 calories. That's not my language. It's a different language. Serving size 1 cup. Where's my little Pyrex? Okay, 1 cup. We're going to do 1 cup. Let me just scoop it instead of pouring it. I'll get it all over my living room floor. Okay. It's not terrible. I've seen people eat only 1 cup of cereal. That's not terrible. Right? This is 1 cup, right? Yeah, 1 cup. Well, see, now I used up all my space with the freaking cheese. All right, so that's it. 1 bowl of cereal. Don't go for seconds. What did I say that was? That was 170 calories. Put milk on it now, it's more. And that's not very filling. I do that to point out that most of us, including me, when we're doing a portion size, it's usually a lot bigger. That's why I had a lot of cauliflower with my supper to fill me up. What was the main part of it? Oh, I had put chicken in the crock pot with cabbage. Chicken, cabbage, mushrooms, some broth. And I finished it with some Amish butter, which was a little too rich, the flavor, but healthy. Needed it. Yeah, good keto stuff. And for dessert, I'm having yogurt with a little sugar-free maple stuff on it. So when Caitlin Weeks interviewed me, grass-fed girl, she said that I had lost weight by eating carnivore adjacent. Because carnivore people focus mainly on meat and some dairy. They don't eat a lot of vegetables because those phyto green crystals that are in spinach and kale and all those delightful greens, they can irritate the gut, especially if you have an inflammation problem. Most of us do, and interfere with the absorption of nutrients. When I was healing the anemia so I can get my knee replacements, I did not increase my spinach intake to get my blood iron up. I decreased it. And I ate a lot of shellfish and orange juice. And with the iron infusions, it worked beautifully. Please don't try to argue in the comments about phytonutrients and greens. But that's not part of the carnivore eating plan. But it fills me up. Even with a tiny little pouch of a stomach, I like the full feeling. And I like big portions, and I cannot do big portions of much of anything these days. It'll just make me fat. And I won't lose weight. So what's my point? I don't care about your genetics. I have heaviness in my family. If we decrease our calorie intake and increase our energy expenditure, we'll lose weight. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what meds you're on. Eat less. Exercise more. I hid behind the whole idea of, why should I give up something that gives me so much pleasure to conform with some patriarchal beauty standard? Meanwhile, having all that sugar roiling around in my blood was killing me. Patriarchal beauty standard. Will I ever run again, I wonder? I have a lot of loose skin from the weight I've lost so far. So let's say I'm about 160 down from where I started. And I need to lose maybe 30 to get down into Wonderland, where the numbers start with 100. And then, to get down to goal weight, which I set at 165. I don't know why I picked that number. I remember fitting into Calvin Klein jeans when I weighed 165. I was 16 years old. I'm going to have a lot of loose skin, and I'm going to probably need some surgery to help me. I've been dreading that. I've been putting that off for over a decade. Don't let people tell you that your genetics and your hereditary are dooming you to anything, or that some medication you're taking. Look, it might make you hold some water weight. It might make you not want to move around, so you tend to hold weight. It's not going to put fat on your body unless you're eating the types of things that put fat on your body. I was fooling myself for a long time, and I'm just not up to it any longer. I want to be honest, accountable. I want to set a good example. And I want to go in for my A1C. That's a 3-month picture, blood sugar, blood test. And I want the doctor to say, oh, looks like the metformin's been working. And I'm going to say, I haven't taken the metformin. Oh, they love to put you on management. Here, take this pill every day, management. Well, I mean, we could try to cure it, but I mean, how many weight loss surgeries have you had? I mean, if you haven't lost the weight yet. Never give up on me and never give up on yourself. So that's my little demonstration. Now I'm stuck. I have to feed squirrels. It's probably not even good for the squirrels. Where did I get cinnamon toast minis? No, it's not tempting. I have a whole basket full of chocolate that I leave by my door so my guests can have chocolate. If I crave chocolate, I have my little sugar-free chocolates. I recommend only eating one. They're very calorie dense. And I make my plain yogurt with a little drizzled flavoring on it. And I'm good. I'll probably go have that right about now, after I clean up this mess. So don't let Cody Stanton, whatever her name is. What's her freaking name again? Fatima Coney Stanford. Don't let her tell you that your weight has more to do with your heredity than with your willpower and your behavior. Don't let anyone tell you that. I don't know what's in it for her to tell you that. She should be trying to teach us to fight for our best health. And by fight, I mean behave a certain way. And the busier I get, the more productive I get, the less pleasure food I want to eat. So I hope this helps you. I hope this clarifies things. Hey, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, even if it's a heart. Please share this. I'm trying to raise money so I don't have to put my mom in a nursing home. The home equity loan, I got her that reverse mortgage thing. The next payout is not until August. I have to get her to August. And the funds are running low. Hey, if I can get to 4,000 watched hours here on YouTube, I could start putting commercials in and maybe make a few bucks. Keep my mom out of the nursing home. Feed my many rescue animals, plus the animals outside. Pay for some better health insurance for myself. I'd rather make money doing something I care about that I know is helping people. Or else I guess I'd sit here and learn how to day trade or something. But I would rather have an income stream that's derived from helping people, sharing my experiences, and helping people get well while I'm getting well and sharing the wisdom. I'll see you tomorrow with another video because I said I would. Be well.